Hello everyone and welcome to a second trimester vlog. So it's actually been a couple of weeks since I hit my second trimester. I am actually 15 weeks tomorrow. So let me show you the bump. It's starting to bump, June. Can you see like this is starting to come out a bit more? It's starting to become a little bit more rounded. So we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. I'm definitely much bigger now in this stage of pregnancy than I was with Alfie at this stage of pregnancy. Obviously this is my second pregnancy, so that is pretty much guaranteed to happen anyway. But yeah, I've woken up today very, very tired, which to be honest, for the second trimester, you're not as tired. Well, in my experience anyway, the first trimester is like a whole different kettle of fish. I feel like I'm literally just gonna drop dead to the floor every 2 seconds, but in the second trimester I feel dramatically better. So I'm just I remember when I went from the transition, I think I was about 11-12 weeks this time. It was definitely earlier the first time with Alfie. I think it was more like 9ish weeks with Alfie, 9-10. So it's definitely a little bit later this time. Yes, so it was from like the 11th 12th week when I started to feel the transition from feeling so sick and just absolutely dead to the world, run down. When that transition came, I remember saying to Charlie one day, like when I was feeling better, I was like, I actually just want to cry. I just want to burst into tears, and it makes you realise how important your health is. Oh my god, I was just a lone woman walking down the middle of the road then. I was like, honey, you okay? She actually looked like she was possessed, like from a horror film, just walking like. Anyway, I do also just want to quickly touch on the fact that my videos this year are going to be slightly different. I don't know whether you've noticed, but I've got rid of my intro, I've got rid of my outro. I don't know, I don't like the whole, I like watching other creators that heavily edit, and I do think that some people it really suits their sort of style of video, but I feel like for me I'm just a little bit more of like a relaxed sort of chill, raw, that's the kind of person that I am. So, sorry, still burping. Thank you. Anyway, that's the kind of person that I am. So I don't really feel like an intro and outro and just like all this heavy editing is me. So I'm just really gonna cut that back this year with my videos. It will save me a lot of time, which means I can get more content out and I'll just feel a little bit more relaxed with the whole process. So if you've noticed that and you've been here for a long time, then that is something that I have decided to change, and let me know your opinions on it, if it affects how you watch my videos or whether you prefer it a little bit more heavily edited. But I think for now I'm just going to stick to how I kind of like my videos to be, which is a little bit more unedited, raw, a little bit more me, you know? But anyway, seeing as this is a second trimester vlog, I don't really know when this is going to go up, but I feel like with my first trimester ones, I haven't even got those up yet, but those will obviously be up by the time that this one goes up, and a pregnancy Q&A will also have gone up. So I don't know when you'll be seeing this, but hopefully I'll be able to sort of block a few, because I have a first trimester part 1, part 2 and part 3, which again you would already have seen by now, but hopefully I can kind of block those in a way that they're all sort of together, and then we can kind of skip forward and get back to sort of real time, because nobody really wants to see like loads of videos all in the past. So hopefully I can get that done. Obviously I would have hopefully already got that done. I always just feel like I'm talking in the past on these videos now, but I promise you we will catch up to real time. So today is the 9th of February, 9th or 10th of February, and we are having our gender scan, not this Monday. So it's a Friday today, not the Monday coming after the weekend, but the Monday after. So I'm so scared. I'm really nervous for it, I'm not gonna lie. I just don't know how it's gonna go. It's 50-50 at the moment. I did actually pay somebody to do, basically there's no nub theory. I don't know whether you're familiar with the nub theory, but if you're not, it's basically where they look at the nub on a 12-week scan and they figure out if it's straight, it's more likely a girl. If it's like up in the air, then it's more likely a boy. Alfie's 13-week scan, when I had that done, you could just see a clear boy, it's straight up in the air. But with this baby, it was also 13 weeks and 3 days, so pretty much the same gestation as the one that I had with Alfie, and there are no clues. I've tried putting it in like nub theory groups and stuff like that. Everyone has just said no nub. So I basically paid someone to do 2 different theories, because if you're on these like Facebook groups and you put these pictures in, most of the time you just get ignored, and I just can't be bothered, I'm too impatient. So I just paid someone, not a lot of money, don't worry, I'm not gonna cost an arm and a leg just to get a bloody prediction. But I paid somebody to do 2 different tests. I'm not going to tell you what they came back as, but they both came back as the same gender, which is kind of the gut gender that I'm going for. I'm 60-40. I'm like 60% this gender, 40% this gender. So I don't really have like, I'm not 50-50. I'm slightly leaning, but I'm not set. Do you know what I mean? I'm not set on the gender. Yeah, we find out next week. Me and Charlie have actually paid for a scratch card so we could just like sit and scratch it off. Oh, blimey. I don't know how this is gonna go, but yeah. I'm feeling good in the second trimester, I think. Like, compared to the first, I just keep reminding myself how awful I felt, and you do forget, and then it's easy to sort of slip back and think, oh, I'm so tired, I've got another baby to look after, like a toddler to look after while I'm pregnant, and then you just think like, but I coped in the first trimester and it was 10 times worse. So I'm just trying to kind of be grateful for the fact that, sorry, my ear is really hurting. I'm just trying to be grateful for the fact that I'm not in that phase anymore. And for me, anyway, we're over the worst of it until the labour. I'm laying awake at night, crying about the labour. I'm not actually crying, but like, I'm thinking about the labour because I'm scared. I'm terrified. First time around, you're like, oh yeah, it'll be fine, the baby has to come out. And then the second time around, you're like, oh, I actually do know what this feels like now, and I don't really want to do that again. But yeah, anyway, as of now, feeling okay. Good evening, everyone. I don't know where I am in this second trimester vlog. I think I've only filmed 1 clip. I've just popped a little ring light on over to my right. I was gonna say my left, that's my right. This is actually really good. It's from Amazon. It's tiny, like look at it compared to the size of my head, and then my other one is over there, and that's like huge. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, but if anybody needs a ring light, just like a really small, convenient, like travel friendly one. I mean, it is USB, but it's so good. It's on Amazon, so I'll link it in the description if anyone wants it. It's actually amazing, the best thing I've ever bought. Anyway, I'm so off track. I feel like I was in this exact same spot in the first clip. I feel like this is kind of the spot that I come to chat to you guys, and I'm really sorry if it's really boring, because I feel like all I ever do is come and sit down and talk. And I know that's like the whole point of YouTube, but I'm never really like doing anything or going anywhere. So I had my 16-week midwife appointment today, and I was supposed to bring you guys with me, and I literally left the flat, shut the door, and I forgot. And I realised that my camera is inside, but I don't want to go back inside, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So, oh, still burping. So, for that reason, I didn't bring my camera, but I did just want to like fill you in on something that happened at my midwife appointment, which was so scary. I've already uploaded a TikTok and an Instagram reel about this now, but I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail about what happened. So I went to my midwife appointment at 12:30. I went and got a coffee before, everything was all fine. I went in and there was a student midwife with my midwife as well. And she's like, oh, if that's okay, I'm just gonna be like doing their checks on you and stuff. I was like, yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Like, I've always had student midwives, even when I was in labour, like whatever. I'm so happy to have them around to help me because they're learning, do you know what I mean? Like, why not? I was like, yeah, sure. Gave my urine sample and everything. And then she was like, oh, we can have like a little listen to baby today. And I was just going off what happened with Alfie's pregnancy, with my first pregnancy, which obviously I don't think you get to hear the baby until like after 20 weeks or something. I could be wrong, but I swear that is the case. So that would have been like, what, my 24-week appointment that I would have heard the heartbeat. So I was thinking like, this is going to be another sort of routine check, do the urine, do the blood pressure, a couple of questions, in, out, bish, bash, bosh. And it wasn't that. Charlie was away for work up in Gloucester. So I went by myself, which I kind of do regret, because I said to him it's going to be like nothing interesting, and I think he would have liked to have heard the heartbeat, but I mean, it's not that relevant to him anyway, because it's just, I don't know, midwife appointments for the girlies, you know what I mean? But I think he might come to a couple of like the later ones anyway. Anyway, I'm going off track again. So she was like, yeah, well, listen to the heartbeat. And I was like, oh yeah, like that's fine, wasn't expecting it, but okay. Got on the bed, and it makes me sick thinking about it. The student midwife obviously performed the check, and they asked me if I'd had any flutters, and I feel like I have. I posted a TikTok the other day saying that I can't feel the baby yet, and then literally the day after I could have sworn I felt him or her. So oh yeah, by the way, it's literally only like a couple of days after I filmed the last clip, so I'm like 15, I don't even know what I am, but I'm like over 15.5 weeks now, so this is only a few days later, so I haven't missed much. So I'm not even 16 weeks yet, I'm 16 weeks on Saturday. So anyway, she did the check on me and asked me if I had any flutters. I said yes, I think so, but it's really hard to know at this stage. She was like, yeah, sure. It took her a good 10 minutes to find the heartbeat. Now, I was led there thinking, it's okay, the baby is tiny, the baby is absolutely tiny, she's a student midwife, it's obviously, it might take her like a little bit longer to do, the baby is so tiny, so those two factors. And then as time's going on, I was like, something's wrong. And then my midwife turned around to me about 6 minutes in and was like, when you say you feel flutters, where do you feel them? And as soon as she said that, I sat there and thought, well, I was led there, sorry. I led there and thought, she's asking me that because she thinks maybe that I'm mistaking it for gas, and maybe I'm mistaking it for gas because something's happened to the baby. And I know that's so irrational, but like that is where your brain goes to. Do you know what I mean? But she was like, so I kind of pointed and she was like, oh yeah, so like quite low. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, like just don't worry, it's completely normal, because the baby is so small, it's completely normal for us to struggle like to find it and stuff like that. But I don't think I'd ever had a midwife appointment with Alfie where they had looked at the heartbeat that early, so I don't remember it ever being like that. So obviously all of those things go around my brain. I was literally led there looking at the ceiling like, oh my gosh, that's wrong. And it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Nothing to do with the midwives. Absolutely lovely. The student midwife is lovely. My midwife is lovely. That was a horrible experience. I almost burst into tears. And then finally she moved it right down to the bottom of my left hand side and she got the heartbeat. She was like, there it is. And I was like, oh my god, I can burst out crying. So I went and treated myself to McDonald's after because I just felt like the shock of that was uncanny. It was horrible, I'm not gonna lie. So feeling super blessed that everything is okay. Let me just show you bump. They are fairly big, I think, for not even 16 weeks. So this is it from the side and from the front. So still quite small, but I do carry very big in pregnancy. Well, I did with Alfie anyway, so I can imagine it's probably gonna be the same, if not more. I mean, I'm definitely bigger at this stage than I was with Alfie, and I'm already out of breath and literally, like I said, I'm not even 16 weeks, I'm already struggling to breathe daily. Anyway, I just thought that I would hop on and quickly update you guys on that. I have been having like slight nausea at night and stuff like that, which is weird because I've never had that with Alfie. I feel like the kind of like feeling of nausea and random days of off food days and stuff is way more common in this pregnancy. Like with Alfie, it was literally, I hit like 10 weeks and didn't feel a single other symptom until I was like 30 weeks. This time it does seem to be on and off, dragging on. But like I said, I think I'm just so grateful at the fact that I'm not in the first trimester anymore. Another symptom that I have a lot of is eczema. I don't know whether you can really see on my arm there, but I have a huge patch here, which I've never ever had before, that flares up all the time. I also have a patch on my hand that flares up all the time, although I have had that before pregnancy. It just seems to be getting worse because of pregnancy. So eczema is a new symptom that I've never had in my previous pregnancy, and the other symptom that I have all the time is headaches. Constant headaches. It's not preeclampsia or anything like that because my urine has been tested. There is nothing wrong with my blood pressure. I think that's what it is, blood pressure or blood sugar, I can't remember. I've had all my checks and everything and it's not that. It's just, I think my hormones are definitely different this time to when I was pregnant with Alfie. So very different pregnancy so far. But yeah, I mean, nothing else to report. Got my gender scan on Monday. Super excited, super scared and nervous. But yeah, I just thought that I would come on and update you guys on that situation. We are back in the same position. I feel like so many of my clips are in this position. Sorry, I really need to burp. I feel so ill. Again, I was saying this on the video where I went to my 12-week scan. I was really ill then. I feel ill today, but like not the same way. Like I feel really sick and I feel like it could just be nerves, but I also felt like it yesterday, and I didn't sleep last night because I was so nervous for today. I haven't even said what today is. Today is our gender scan for baby number 2. I'm so scared. I'm scared, and I'm not scared for the gender. I'm scared to know what the gender is purely because I feel like once you know, there's no more speculating. Do you know what I mean? There's no more speculating until your next one. So that sort of excitement period is over, and I feel like I'm nervous for that, but I'm also really nervous just for the scan in general. Like, even if this wasn't a gender scan, I'd feel horrendous about it because you just don't know, do you? And it's just so worrying. I still can't feel much. Like, I do feel little glimmers and like flickers and flutters or whatever you want to call it. But then I'm like, is it just gas? Like, am I just manipulating my own brain? I don't know. So it's just one of them, isn't it, where you just don't know really. I know what to expect, but you never know what to expect with the scan. Like, you could literally walk in and something could be completely wrong, but I'm just being so negative, so I need to stop thinking like that. But apologies, my energy isn't very high. I literally would not sleep. I was tossing and turning the whole night thinking about both outcomes, whether it would be a girl or a boy, how I would feel, and I really don't know. I don't know, but I'm so excited either way. I think I've said before, but genuinely, gun to my head, I would literally just have to pick a name. Like, I'd literally just have to throw out a name out of my mouth because I would not physically be able to pick. There are pros and cons to both. I feel like Alfie having a brother would be so lovely because he already has a sister. So I feel like him having a brother would be really, really nice for him. Obviously, I know what I'm doing with a boy. I'm comfortable with a boy. It'd be nice to see like a sort of mini Charlie almost. And obviously with a girl, I haven't had a girl, so it'd be nice to have one and to raise a daughter and be able to shop all the nice pretty girly things that you don't really get to do with a boy. So I feel like there's just pros and cons to both, and I really do not have a preference. I'm just so scared for the actual scan itself. If you didn't already know, we've actually paid for a gender scratch card, which is so us. I will be telling you guys the gender in this video because by then I would already have announced a little announcement video by the time that you have seen this. So by the time you're watching this, you will know what the gender is. And I still don't at this moment. But yeah, I will already have made a little announcement video by then, so that will be all good. You guys will all be caught up, and hopefully this vlog will go up in a little bit more present time because the last ones have been a bit scattered, haven't they? So our gender scan is at 3:30. We've paid for a little scratch card, so we're not going to find out actually in the room. We're going to go in, get the scan done, ask not to see. I really need to not look at the potty shot. If you don't know what a potty shot is, it's the legs when they're like that on the screen and then they like put like a bird's eye view on the legs. I need to make sure that I don't look and make sure that she tells me not to look because I will know from looking at the legs, I think. So I need to make sure that I don't look then, see baby, and then yes, we paid for a £5 scratch card where you just like scratch the bottom and it's pink or blue. So we're gonna have the scan, we're not gonna know, and then we're gonna come home, I'll set the camera up, set my phone up, and then we'll do it then because we were gonna do it in the car on the way back, but I physically can't drive sat on that information without being able to fully talk about it. I have to concentrate on driving home, and it's a good 15-20 minute drive. So I will probably be brainstorming what I think it is on the way back. I'll set up the camera and then we will find out together what the gender of the baby is, which I'm so nervous for. But yeah, I'm so nervous. Will it be a boy or will it be a girl?
I have a coin.
Right, do you want to scratch or do you want me to scratch?
I want to do it.
Okay, right. We'll make sure, put the coin on there first. Don't scratch it yet. Put it on there. Right, last guess, yeah?
I'll just say boy, because you're saying girl.
I'm going to say girl then. Right, put the coin on there. Close your eyes. Go. Wait, don't open your eyes until I say 3, 2, 1, go.
No, I'm doing it.
I'm sure you are. Just like move it around a little bit. You're on the table.
Am I?
You are.
Right.
Ready?
Ready?
Ready? When I say go, okay? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't do it. Let's try again.
Okay, ready? Right, harder than that, okay?
Right.
Maybe it's the wrong kind.
I think that's probably it. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. Sorry?
Gone.
All gone. Why don't you use the fork to get the cheese? Cheese.
Yeah.
Hello guys, so it is now the day after our gender scan. I'm sorry I didn't update anything. You would have seen the video where we found out whether we were having a girl or a boy. What's wrong with it?
Uh-oh.
Wanna sit down? Got Alfie eating the cheese out of a Dairy Dunker here. So, as you guys would have seen, we are having a baby girl. I still cannot believe. Oh my god. Alfie's baby Annabelle literally doesn't shut up once I press her. She spends like 10 years.
Mama.
Go.
Okay.
Do you want Mummy to help? So yeah, we are having a baby girl, which I cannot believe is the case. I am absolutely stunned, even though I knew that she was a girl. I literally put in a diary entry from the beginning of January when I was sat at the beach. I said, I hope she's okay. Beach? I put a, there's not a beach out there. This is the park, isn't it? Yeah. More?
Yes.
I was about to give you more and you said no. Bird.
Ma.
It's all gone.
All gone.
All gone. Do you want some mini cheddars? Do you want some crisps?
Cheddars.
Cheddars.
Don't.
I always take a couple out. And then you can have the rest. Crispies. Crispies. I actually wrote in a diary entry in the beginning of January saying I hope she's okay, and I say she because I know she's a girl. I just knew. I don't know why. My instinct literally knew from 2 days after I found out I was pregnant, and I ordered some little pink like booties because I just knew. But I didn't want to let on that I knew that much purely because I didn't want to be wrong. But I thought if I like wrote it down and stuff like that, then at least I can sort of prove to myself and prove to other people that I did know. I just had a gut instinct, the same as that I had with Alfie. I do find it really strange as well how like today I've started to feel her so much more, whereas the last few times I haven't been able to feel her really. The last few weeks, sorry. And I've been slightly worried about it, even though I know that it's so early. But yeah, the scan went so well. Literally didn't know a thing, didn't look at all. And then we did the scratch card, obviously, as you would have seen when we got home. And the thing that's funny about that video is we did it to begin with and Charlie couldn't even scratch it, like he didn't scratch it right. And it's so funny when I watched that. And we were both like, and then we were like, oh, we can't even see what it is. And then we did it again, and obviously it was a little girl. And I think I was so shocked because even though I knew, I think a part of me was always like, maybe I'll always be a boy mum. I kind of envisioned for myself a bit, like I kind of thought like, like once I had Alfie, I was like, I can see myself really being like a mum of all boys. So I think like I really envisioned that. So that's why I did doubt that she was a girl, but my gut knew that she was a girl, if that makes sense. My gut knew, but my mind overtook my gut and was like, maybe I am like a boy mum, because everyone was saying I look like a boy mum as well. And then like I was looking at Charlie and everyone was like, Charlie's such a girl dad, and I was like, yeah, I've never actually thought of that. And then I looked at him and I was like, yeah, he is. But I couldn't really think of him as anything else because I've always obviously seen him with Alfie, even though Alfie isn't his child. I've always seen him interact with Alfie and sort of play that sort of role. So I always saw him as like just like a dad. Like I never saw him as a girl or a boy dad, I just saw him as a dad. And then everyone was like, he's such a girl dad, and I was like, I actually really do see that. So yeah, I did think that I kind of knew. And then they gave us the potty shot and I opened it after I think it is in that video, but I'm not going to include it because I don't really want to show like the whole world my little daughter's legs. But they gave us the potty shot and it was such an obvious girl, such an obvious, and I was always worried. I said to Charlie, like, if they tell us it's a girl, I'm gonna be so much more like scared, and I'm gonna be very much more like at the 20-week scan, I'm gonna be like, can you please like 100% double check that she's a girl? But honestly, the difference between the legs of our daughter and the legs of my son are so obviously different. Like she's such an obvious girl and he was such an obvious boy. Obviously I will get them to double check it because you just never know. I mean, like I said, you don't know, but you know, like she is a girl. The thing that I found really, really funny is on the image of her legs. So yesterday I was 16 weeks and 2 days. With Alfie's gender scan, I was 17 weeks and something. So I was like above 17 weeks with Alfie's gender scan. And with his gender scan, his legs are literally half the size of hers. Beach. Oh God, I feel like she's just gonna be really tall. Like she's definitely gonna be taller than me, so that's gonna be embarrassing for me. Yeah, we are having a baby girl in August, which I cannot believe. I'm saying I haven't done the gender reveal yet. That is on Sunday coming, so at this moment in time none of you know, but by the time this video goes up you obviously all will know. But yeah, so really, really, really exciting that I'm having a girl. Although we went into Next yesterday and bought an outfit. Let me go and show you the outfit that we've bought. So I did actually make a TikTok yesterday saying that I wouldn't buy any outfits until 6+ months, but me and Charlie had always sort of pictured that no matter what, we were going to buy one outfit as soon as we found out the gender. If it was a girl or a boy, we were going to go out and buy an outfit just to sort of like mark the beginning, if that makes sense. So we went to Next and we got her this beautiful outfit here, which I just have a feeling she's going to be really long. So we've got it in up to 1 month, but this may even fit her at newborn because I feel like she's just going to be so long because Charlie is. But I just think that is so cute. It was £18. We looked at like all of them. They didn't have a massive summer collection yet because obviously it is still only February, so yeah, we just ended up going with that. We ended up getting one up to 1 month, just in case she was too big, or just because obviously we don't have to buy an outfit for like the second that she's born. It could be like a month in and it will still be like September time, still probably really warm, so she'll probably still get away with wearing that. So yeah, that is why we went and bought that outfit. But I just think that's so cute, and it was so bizarre going into Next and looking around and looking at the girl stuff. I have only ever done that and romanticized being able to do that, so it was really wild to me to like actually look and buy something for my daughter. Like I thought it was It was crazy. But I did have a little cry afterwards, or before. I think it was before. I had a bit of a cry. And I did get a little bit upset because, like, it's bittersweet either way. If you already have a son and then you have a daughter, or the other way around, or like if you have a son then you have another son, or your daughter and another daughter, it's bittersweet because, like, obviously all I've ever known is shopping for Alfie, which is baby blues and like neutrals and stuff. And I was looking in that section as I was looking at the girls, and I was getting teary because I was like, what about if I never get to shop in that section again? Like, this chapter with my son is closed. Sorry?
Yay.
Good boy, yummy. So yeah, like, I was thinking, like, this chapter with my son is closed. Like, I think if I was to have another boy, if I was pregnant with another boy right now, I would feel a little bit more, comforted is the wrong word, but it's almost like nostalgic. I'd feel more nostalgic, and with nostalgia comes comfort. And I'd, you know, be sort of reliving my first pregnancy with Alfie, and like buying all the stuff and looking at all the boys' clothes. But then I'd be at the boys section looking at the girls section thinking, oh, like, I wonder if I'll ever get to buy for a girl. So it's literally the same, like the other way round. It doesn't matter which way you put it. I would have felt like some sort of grief in that sense. But yeah, it was a very sad moment. It was bittersweet. It was lovely, but it was also very, very sad. And I was like, oh, you know, that's my little boy. That's my little boy, but she will be my little girl. And trying to get him used to the idea that mummy has a baby sister in her stomach, but he just seems to be associating baby sister with his sister that is currently here from his dad's side, which is completely understandable. But hopefully when she's here, he will start to realise. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and give an update on like how the scan went and everything. We got our 20-week scan on the 13th of March, which is the scariest scan. So hopefully everything goes all right, but it's lovely that I can now say her, and I don't have to hide anything from you guys because I still haven't even put up my part 2 of the first trimester vlog yet. So we're not in real time, so by the time you see this, it will be good. Hands up for a girl.
Yes. I just don't know.
Okay.
Hands up for a boy.
What do you think it is then, Dad? You didn't put your hand up.
One of each.
Oh, okay.
That's twins. 3, 2, 1.